Okay, guys, we're picking up right where we left off. I figured out the interruption thing. It's not going to be great. I don't love it. But what's going to happen is we're trying to finish off our rest, and every character has to make a DC 12 con check to see if they get the rest. If they don't, then they just don't regain their hit points and stuff. And that's okay, but certainly not great. We definitely want Nura to make it. This guy's still out too, isn't he? He's stable but out, so they're both in here. Stable but out. Whew. Okay. So let's start with what's his name here? Alfonso. Don't even know what he needs, but an 8 is not going to do it. So he doesn't rest and regain hit points. He's still unconscious. Let's do Abbott. 6, he doesn't get it. Wow. And his hit points are low, but he still is okay. Abbott doesn't get it. Let's go Orgo. Orgo doesn't get it. Our whole party isn't going to be able to rest? That's not cool at all. Thane. Oh, let's do this guy first. DC 12. He's okay. So he's back to full hit points. Great. We needed that. Heeg. You're back. Thane. Thane's an important one for sure. Thane is good. Thane is back to full hit points, full spells. So that is what I really needed. And on that note, Nura. Nura's an important one too, because if she passes this con check, she regains all her hit points, right? And she's just like magically back up. Whereas if she doesn't, then she needs healing to even get up. So she's good. All right. Nura pops up and says, "Oh, hey guys, that was weird. I feel great." I know that's not realistic. I'm doing that to joke. But that's good. That's good. That's good. We actually did okay. So Nura actually regains all her hit points. Orgo and Abbott need some healing, but it's not as like absolute urgent. So I'm going to save up my stuff. Like, I'm not going to try any spells right now, I don't think. And we're going to travel. Woo! That was a wild one, hairy one, whatever you want to call it. We're back on the road, though. So we are going to jump back into hex crawling. We're going from 3517. I think we're going... Oh, you know what we didn't get? We didn't check. So this doesn't make a ton of sense, except that we're in this cave, and now we learned it does kind of make sense. We had a random encounter with sturgeon, stingbats, and a cloaker. So I get 2 treasure checks on that. And I have a little bit of an idea how that might actually go. Stingbats first. Stingbats have treasure. Cloaker does not have treasure. We would have rather had the cloaker, but that's okay. That's okay. So what kind of treasure do stingbats have? A 94. That's amazing. I'm probably going to use my own magic chart for that, but just in case, I'm going to check, because I prefer to use... I guess what I would say is I prefer to use the chart in either the core book or the Game Master's Companion until I've used up that resource, if that makes sense. 94. Ooh. I like this one, but... Okay, so I am going to use my own chart. Well, let's see. Actually, let's see what this one has. I have rolled this before. I've actually rolled this before because I remember now. I also didn't do it that time. So I have a chart for this. What is my chart for this? It is treasure. Here we go. 0 to 3. A 94 means a utility item. Okay, fair enough. I like it. A utility item. So now I'm going to go to the book and roll a utility item. I think I actually want to roll this. Oh, let's see. Oh, those aren't different. Oh, this could be kind of fun. Let's try it. Okay, the utility item is going to be a flask. Well, that's weird. I'm going to roll this, but I don't care about it. Iridescent flask. Fine, that's great. How do I decide if it has a curse and a benefit or just one? Utility says to go to 2. Oh, quality. I guess I have to roll the quality. I also have to 10. Has a benefit. I like that. Good. We just want the benefit. A flask, though, is so weird. You do not need to eat or drink to survive. Okay, so I'm going to call it the Flask of Nourishment. Now, I would say it's only good for one person. That's what I would say. And I would call it a really nice treasure. And the question I have is here's what I would say. How does this equal, how does a random encounter with a group of stingbats equal a treasure? It's that we look up high and notice this iridescent, some glimmer of something in these nests way up high in the cave. Way up high, how high? Not so high that we can't get it, because I don't want to like play that out with all these crazy rolls or whatever. I'm gonna say we can get it. Maybe we throw the rope up there with I don't know, risk breaking the flask. Maybe we, whatever. We can get up there and get it. It's not so high. I don't want that. Jeez Louise. Did I say jeez Louise a lot? All right, so we're on the road. Let's get the heck out of here. We want to go to the north maybe now. Let's go north. Let's go for 3416. Nura is going to be okay on navigation. Let's navigate. If navigate's a 12, I might not have it. I might not have it. Okay. Oh, here it is. No, it's a 9. Okay, so I'm good. So we go 3416. Okay. Probably have been here. Stinging light rain with a northerly wind, dark cloud cover, rumbling thunder. We're also at a new day because we rested up. We are in no man's land. These foothills have excellent sight lines over the open plains. Okay. A town here was recently burnt to the ground. Some portions are still smoldering and smoke is slowly rising. This is kind of scary. A small cluster of buildings are all that remain standing. We need to roll a random encounter. We don't have a random encounter yet. But we do have a discovery about the town to make, and we don't get it. So that means, I think that means we don't get to, we have to keep moving through, right? Because there's more things below, but I think we don't get the discovery of whatever that is, so we don't get to keep moving further down. So we're going to just keep checking for random encounters every 2 hours. We're in this hex for 4 hours, so I'll make 2 more random encounter checks, but only a 1 would give us the random encounter. Okay, and so we moved through the hex without doing all that stuff because we didn't get the discovery. That's okay, I suppose. Let's go north again. And 3317 if we can navigate to it. We do. And we find overcast sky, light rain, clear by evening, some danger again. Oh, a silk forest. A large woodland nestled here in the shadow over the Bordeauxes. Bordeauxes. Some of the tree branches appear to be wrapped in thick, silky webbing. Oh boy. I think we've seen this. Could be a similar hex, could be the same. We do have a random encounter, and it is oh. We hear loud flapping wings high above. And I'm going to roll to see if we can avoid this, and I'm going to give us advantage. 12. We can avoid it. What it is giant eagle is flying high, unable to see through the forest canopy, which is why I gave advantage on the check to avoid it, because I think that insinuates that we just want to flavor up that there's an eagle flying around without it actually attacking. But since it's there, I thought it should have a chance. So we'll avoid that. And I want to check and make sure I actually haven't done this exact hex. I think there's a fair chance I have. Okay, so I was right. We have sort of cleared this hex. So basically, I think what happened is we did the random encounter. We did the combat in this. But I think what happened is we didn't get the discovery below that because we have not. The rest of this hex doesn't make sense, but I have that we fought a bunch of spiders. So I'm going to do this combat as if it happens, it's going to be fewer spiders. That's what I think makes sense. So first, let's see if we can avoid it. But if we avoid it, we leave. So I actually kind of want to, because there's stuff down here, I actually kind of want to do this. So let's say we do the combat. And there's going to be fewer. That's what it is. There is going to be this many giant spiders. One giant spider. Perfect. Barely need to do anything for that. Alright, frankly, this giant spider is better off not messing with us, but we'll roll initiative anyway. And he does win it, so he's gonna do... Oh, he won it by... He gets surprise. Okay, so a giant spider is gonna drop on somebody from the trees as we're passing through here. And who's it gonna drop on? I hate to... I wonder if I should treat these NPCs differently, because when I'm out like this and I've got them on the map, it feels like they could get attacked, but I really don't intend them to be targets often. But so far, every step of the way has been super dangerous for them. So I guess I'll include them, but I don't like that. Roll this one for the bad guys. 4. That is going to be Thane. Perfect. So it drops on Thane. And tries to attack. It is a giant spider. And they are poisonous. Could be bad. He gets surprised, so he does get advantage. I pulled out 2 dice for advantage for bad guys. 18 is going to hit even Thane. Even Thane is hit on an 18. 1d4 damage. That part's not the scary part. 1 damage is okay. But can he handle the poison? DC 12 con. Okay. He doesn't have disadvantage on this. Just has to make DC 12 con. Yeah, I don't want to waste a luck token for that. So he is paralyzed. 1d4 hours. Wasn't Thane the one who was paralyzed last time too? 3 hours. That's not good. Maybe I do want to re-roll that. Thane's paralyzed. We get to go. Orgo, you're right here. I just do fight. I just do attack, try and make it fast. I'd like to come up with some. I mean, Thane would be the one to do something different, really. So I hate to say it, but I'm just gonna attack. Great axe for Orgo. No advantage or anything, but he doesn't need it because he hits for D8 doubled plus 3. He might get the insta kill. Would that be rad? 2d8? Nope. 6 plus 3 is 9. Not quite. A good roll, though. Could have done it. We'll let Abbott come in and go for the finish. I just rolled a nat 20. No 1 this time. So that's actually going to hit. So he should be able to take care of business on the D10. He doesn't get extra damage, though, which is always a little weird to me. Yeah, he definitely slices through. Spider's out of here. The problem we have is Thane is now paralyzed due to poison. The good news is Nura has herbalism, which I feel like I haven't used in a really long time. 14 on her intelligence check. She's a +1. So on a 14, she can... Nice! She can unparalyze him. She can take care of that poison. Nice job, Nura. She did her job. And we get to go to the next part of the thing. We get to go down. So we had already waded through a bunch of spiders. So we get through the spiders, through the webs, and we have a discovery to make. So I guess we need to make another check for that. What's a discovery? Let's try and figure out what I have to roll first. Oh, it's an intelligence 9. And I do think, even though Nura's not my most intelligent character, because she's the ranger, she would regularly be the ones doing the checks. I think. That makes sense? I guess that makes sense. I would have... Yeah. Okay. Boy, rolled it way off camera, but I got it. So, here's what we discover. One of these hills conceals... Oh, bum, bum, bum. I better read on by myself. Okay. I gotta give a quick pause and figure out how we handle this. We got potential for fun. Okay, so here's what happens. We wade through the forest and we come upon this hill with a little clearing. I think I'm kind of picturing this kind of like a opening to a cave, and there are etter caps. And contrary to what I usually do, I'm going to say that we start with some sort of a conversation as opposed to going straight to combat. But I'm not even sure I want to roll a reaction check, at least right away. Actually, I will. But because of the way I want to do this, I'm going to use my charisma mod with Nura this time, who's generally our talker of the group, because I don't necessarily want this to go straight to a fight. 7. And her charisma is a 3, so that makes it all the way up to 10. Curious. So we come across these creatures. I don't really know how many there are, but they start to, they don't seem to be aggressive right away, and we actually talk to them. I don't know. What's funny is I don't know what language they speak. I know what language we speak, but I don't see a language on actual creatures. So I'm just going to say we can speak to them somehow. Is that lame? Anyway, so they explain to us that they are, their leader calls himself the Spider King, and they rule this forest. And they are putting together an army with the intent to invade Camadoon, which is the dwarven city. Now, we are dwarves. Primarily our group is dwarves. But for some reason, they aren't smart enough to realize that that probably wasn't good information to share with us. Because they're actually, maybe what they're doing is saying, I know what it is. They're saying, if you help us, we will reward you. So do we play along to help? Yeah, we'll play along to help. Let me read this again because it's pretty important. Oh, okay. So actually, I was supposed to roll for this, so I'm still going to roll for this. So for the discovery, since I let Nura take the lead, I'm going to have Nura make the roll. 14. She's good. So they basically, the Ettercaps believe there is a secret entrance to Camadoon, and they would like to infiltrate. And the part that's really interesting to us is they have captured dwarves and have been interrogating them. So are they going to try to capture us? I guess I would say that's likely, except, again, I don't necessarily want this to lead to a fight right now. So here's what we're going to do. We have a little talk amongst ourselves. Should we agree to help? Yeah. They tell us that they've got some dwarves already who are going to help them. That's what they tell us anyway. And we decide to say, let us talk to those dwarves and we'll figure out how we can help you. And so here's what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm going to play this. Because I'm going to simplify it way down. This is kind of my style for role playing, is to simplify stuff like this. And what I'm going to do is say, they let us in to their little cave thing or whatever. We talk to the other dwarves. There's some dwarves who are captive. And we are going to tell the Ettercaps that we are going to help them. and they need to release the dwarves to go with us to help them, and then we'll report back. And on that note, I'm going to give Nura a check to try to convince them. And does she have anything else to do? Not really. Man, this is where some of my other stuff, like my other characters who died, could have helped, I think. So Nura's going to try and convince them. I think it's a DC 15. I think this would be kind of hard because we're definitely not being truthful, because I don't have any intention of actually helping them. What we want to do is get them to release the dwarf. So I'm going to make it hard at a 15. She's got a +3. She got it. Okay, so we give a good convincing argument that the dwarves should come with us, and we will report back soon as we can find a way to infiltrate Camadoon. And at that, we're going to go on our way and travel to Camadoon and get these dwarves home, essentially. I don't think I'm going to roll up all about the dwarves just yet. And let's see where we are on the map. 3317, Camadoon is pretty close. 3217, we might only be one step away from Camadoon. So on that note, I think what I'll do is roll my random encounter checks in this hex. I've got to make 2 checks, I believe. And then we're going to travel. That's a 6, that's a no, and that's a 6, that's a no. So we're going to continue traveling, go to Camadoon. We do have to navigate. No, we don't have to navigate it because we've been here. We've been through this hex and been to Camadoon. So we get to Camadoon. 32, if I can. I want to make sure it's the right one. 3217, is that it? (3217) is indeed Camadoon. Okay, good. There's some things I wanted to do here anyway. We've got a lot of business in Camadoon. So I don't think I'm going to get into all that yet, except that we now are safe. We don't need to make a random encounter check or whatever. We do have the thing about non-dwarves are confined to a visitation area, and I was going to make a strong argument that Nura now would be able to be out of that, but now we have 2 other new people who are not dwarves. So we'll see. I'll see how I want to handle that. I got a few things. So I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna end this session with resting up my group because they were in some dire straits in this. I also just ran through 3 sessions in one night, so I'm a little hazy on what's what, but I know what happened over the last couple hours. And yeah, so we want to talk about I'll actually maybe role play out a few things in the next session. So we'll just end there. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Bradu, and I'm playing Terra Invictus, and we are at Camadoon, the dwarven city that we've been to several times, and is kind of becoming our home away from home for a party of mostly dwarves.